Alright, so I don't have a lot of battery. But I saw another girl doing
this. We got Mickey! We got Mickey! India Love with that 25 gifted.
And I've been kind of inspired to do content from all the people online. Anywho, so I'm just trying out new content. And I was like, I saw a girl online. She was doing her silk press in a yap. And I was like, you know what? That sounds like a good idea. So I'm gonna be sitting here for an hour anyway. And I'm over here watching other people. I've been influenced. So might as well. And then I can run this back and see my technique. So, not really much of a talker. So this will work to be some sort of practice for me. Practice talking. Practice talking. So that's what we're doing. Yap. Been starting my yapping career. So since being out here, I've become a baseball fan. I'm being drawn back to my sports roots. And so later on today, kind of jumping, but so later on today, we are going to a high school football game. And so that is in part why I've decided to do my hair. Because I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna be outside, so might as well. So that's what we're gonna be doing. I guess I'm not necessarily gonna say the high school that we're going to because I don't want the extra, but it's gonna be a high school football game. And maybe I will stream that. Maybe not. And we'll see what happens. Because for the last couple of weeks, just been kind of watching the same game, like on the YouTube, and it's like, well, damn, like, why don't we just stop by? It'd be a way to get outside, an excuse to do my hair. I think it'll be fun. So that's what we're gonna do. And as soon as I was like, you know what, it'll be a nice idea to go to a football game. There was a shooting at a football game in America. I can't really remember where it was, but there was a shooting out at a football game. So I am low-key thinking like, damn, I hope, pray that we don't experience nothing crazy. Because that would just be like insane. But statistically speaking, that should not occur. So that is the reason, in part, why I'm doing my hair. I'm also, to kind of jump back to what I was talking about, like, I've been watching the LA Dodgers. Because that's been some content that's been going on with that. Ooh-wee. So, hey, I am from, where am I from? I'm from Dallas. That's where I'm from. I'm from Dallas. 67. So, anywho, I've been watching the Dallas, not the Dallas, now I got me saying Dallas. I've been watching baseball. I've been getting into baseball here lately. So I've been watching the Dodgers. I was watching the Dodgers last night. I used to feel like baseball was like super, super slow. But I've been getting into it. I've been remembering the rules and like understanding kind of what's going on. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I thought it was like the best out of 5. So I thought like last night the Dodgers had basically won the, I guess, what is it called? The series? I guess it's called the series. But now I'm like, oh, they're playing tonight again. So they'd be playing back to back. It's kind of crazy. So I kind of want to come back and watch that game, which is wild to think like, oh, now I'm like trying to rush back home to go see a baseball game. So I don't know if it's like how it's being broadcast, but it's pretty exciting. So pretty exciting. So I'm getting back into sports, and since being, I like, maybe you don't know, but I'm a cinematographer, a little bit of a photographer, but I won't really call myself a photographer because I'm not really into the whole photo stuff. I've been kind of like, I feel like probably like a lot of creatives kind of lost on like where to go because of like all the AI and stuff. Just how technology has been evolving. And so I haven't really put a lot of credence into, or a lot of energy into production or doing things that are creative. But in being where I'm at right now, again, I've been watching like a lot of sports, and I'm like, you know what? I'm seeing those people like that are on like the field, and I'm like, they got their cameras and they like getting their shots of like the players, and I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe I should go work in sports. Like, hello. Because maybe you don't know, but it's like I've been trading since like 2020, since the shutdown. I don't know if I like that one so much. It didn't really hit that hard. Whatever. I don't know what the 67s mean. I hope it's not anything crazy. I'm getting kind of hot. But, yeah, so I'm thinking about moving into sports photography, sports videography. I think that may be a next logical step, kind of for me as a cinematographer and an aspiring photographer. I just think that's like a subject matter that I would be interested in, that maybe I could take and do for the next maybe 10, 20 years. So I think that's what I'm thinking. For Zoya Nail. What is Zoya Nail? 67 for Zoya Nail. I don't know what Zoya Nail is. I don't know what that is. Can you tell me what that is? I don't know what that is. I'm gonna have to go Google. I'm gonna have to go ask the AI what that is. What is Zoya Nail? But so yeah, so I think when we go to the football game today, I may try to go get some footage. I don't know. I wonder if they even allow cameras in. I think kind of when I was going to games, or I can't even really remember the last time I went to a live sporting event. But sometimes I think they don't let you bring a camera in unless you have a press pass. Because I used to do like a lot of concerts, and it's like, I don't really like the concerts. It'd be hot up in there, and you always need a press pass. You always gotta know somebody. It's kind of political, which is weird. It's like, why is concert photography so political? And I just think like the sports and the values, the way, athletes are, their mentality, I think that just fits better with my value system at this point in time in my life. And I feel like a lot of people that probably work in sports on like in the behind the scenes probably used to play sports. And so I just think it's probably like a better culture. So, dang, I almost got excited. I thought I was done with this section. So, thinking about moving into sports videography. That's what I think I'm gonna be doing. Still debating it. Still debating it. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm excited for this game. I also think my auntie is coming in, so that'd be nice if she came and then we could all go to the game together. Because then it would be the three of us. I think that would be fun. But yeah. So yeah. And then also too, I got, I guess, some footage that I gotta get edited. My uncle, he was asking me, because it was his birthday this past weekend, and I had shot some footage, and he was like, well, not even this past weekend, I think it's been like 2 weeks now. It's going on 3 weeks. He was like, where's the photos? Where the, you know, he said something like some generational, I don't know what he was saying. But basically, he's looking for his footage, so I gotta get that edited. And it's kind of exciting, because I'm like, oh shit, like, it's kind of getting me back into editing. And you know, kind of what I was saying earlier is like I've been kind of trading. Ooh, don't want to burn myself. So I kind of been trading since, or learning how to trade, and then trading for the last like 5 years since the pandemic, which kind of like put me inside for such a long time. That again, I wasn't doing anything when it came to like videography or cinematography or anything. So now it's kind of like, oh shit, I got pressure on me to like actually complete edits in a way. Which then kind of led me like last night into like kind of looking at, because basically like the trading is like locked in pretty much. Because if you don't know, I got a bot and it's trades every morning, and I got it like pretty much, you know, it's not 100% win rate, but it's been 100% win rate, if you understand what I'm saying. Because, you know, anything can happen, and the way these platforms be, they be like, oh, you can't say that it's 100%, because nothing's 100%, even though it's 100%. That's what the statistics say. But since that is going, it's like technically I'm retired. Like I got time. And with FTMO coming back into the United States, it's like, oh, I got access to funding, and it's just a whole automated kind of situation. So it's like, okay, if you're making $500 a day, which can be scaled, which can be 10 times, which means that you got like $5,000 coming in. You got about, you know, it's really not 30 days in the month, but like it's more like 25. And that thing is going every day. Hey, that means that you have the opportunity to do what you really want to do. And so I've been, you know, debating like, okay, well, what do I want to do with my time? I've been getting through, what these things didn't turn off. I've been getting through, going through this like course on this IBM course on Coursera to kind of like learn how to, not necessarily learn how to code, but I guess it is learn how to code. The name of the program or certificate program is being a full stack software developer, because, you know, I didn't even realize it, but just doing me, it's like, oh shit, like what I do is very tech heavy, you know, for myself and my own business. Like, it's like I got a lot of technical skills, so I'm just kind of like, at the age that I'm at, I was like, I kind of want people to like put some respect on my skill set. And so I was like, you know what, I guess it would be a good idea to just go ahead and get the certificate. So that's what I've been doing. you know, especially after like coding the bot out and doing that and getting that up and running and connecting it to servers and working with AWS and designing websites and messing around with the CSS and coming from a marketing background, like my first experience with like, I guess, software language was HTML, which is probably much like anybody else, putting in tags and stuff. I'm getting hot. I'm gonna turn this air down, like way too hot. I don't want to sweat this out while I'm doing this. But yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing. In the interim is just kind of, you know, get through that program. But as I'm going through the program, I'm just like, man, like I don't want to always be troubleshooting things. Like I really don't like that aspect of coding, of software development. I do not like the debugging. And I was doing like this final project yesterday, and that was like on my nerves, that whole debugging process. It was just not a lot of fun. So, Mama just burned. Oh, it's Jasmine. It's my sister. Hey. Girl, I'm starting my little yapping career. And I was like, I saw this girl online, and I saw her. She was like doing a silk press and yap. I said, girl, that's a good idea. I'd be sitting here for an hour any damn way. So, ooh, it's way too hot. Like, I'm gonna have to get a fan. Hey! So yeah, I'm just kind of talking about the little course I was taking yesterday. I'm just trying to yap. Cause I was like, Instagram don't be showing me no kind of love. And I'm like, well, over here on YouTube, I'm monetized, baby. And they want to show no love, we're gonna move the show to somewhere else. So, just to go back to what I was saying, yeah, I've just kind of been doing the course, and the course was getting on my nerves. Well, the final project was getting on my nerves. And even in the course, like it's like what was kind of bothering me is that they're not teaching the syntax, which basically equates to the grammatical way, in essence, in a way. I guess you can compare it to like grammar. They're not teaching that. It's like where do I need to put a semicolon? Where do I need to put a comma? Where do I need to use curly braces? Where do I need to use parentheses? Like, they weren't given that kind of information. And of course, to me, which is why I never like really decided to learn how to code in the first place, because I just had an inkling that we would have something such as what we have now, which is AI. And the whole LLM situation, in which it's like you give, you know, an AI system, you create an LLM where it has all that knowledge of how to properly do the syntax X, Y, and Z. And it can just, you know, I mean, it's just printing out code. So, I mean, not to, you know, but I mean, you know, kids are using AI. I've been using AI to write code. I used AI to basically build out my licensing system, which was it took me about 2 years. I could not get that, I could not build out my licensing system to where basically I'm not using anybody's third-party software. I'm using my own hosting to deliver licensing. I couldn't do that for myself. Like, I could not write it. And then here came AI. Oh, hey, somebody from Brazil. Nice to meet you. Thank you for being here. That's so cool. I've always wanted to go to Brazil. But yeah, so AI helped me tremendously with writing out my licensing situation. And now it's there and it's done. And I believe in totality, it maybe took me 6 hours. I have been struggling with that for 2 years, okay? For 2 years. Only for nobody to have utilized my licensing system. Oh, jeez. So, so that's that. But AI has been so crazy, and I'm here lately. I mean, if you know, you know. I mean, you probably do. But Sora has come out with a, with their like app. I guess it's supposed to be like a new social media. I downloaded it on my phone, but I've yet to be able to play with it. And I was looking at my story today on Instagram, and I saw one of this guy I know out of Houston, and I guess he had played with it. And he had basically the Sora thing had turned him into a anime character, and it was pretty impressive. I mean, it was very impressive. Also, too, like my family group chat, they had sent like this video in there, and it was this woman who was like basically telling this alligator to get off her property and to go back in the water. She was like fussing at the alligator. And I was just looking at that, it took me about 5-10 seconds. It had me fooled a little bit. I gotta admit. Usually I don't get fooled, but these AI things are getting a lot better. Because really what it was like, ain't no way in the world you gonna be able to fuss at an alligator, and that alligator probably not snap at you, because the alligator just very submissively just went ahead and got back in the water. I was like, And then, because I guess what right now how it is on Sora is that if you try to download it or whatever, they have their watermark, right? So I noticed that watermark was bouncing around. I said, this is AI. But it had me and my person fooled for a split second. Okay, about 5-10 seconds. About 5-10 seconds. So that's why it's just kind of been, as a creative, it just kind of been sitting back and not really knowing where to go. And that's why I guess I was saying that I just figured, during this time, during this reset, why not go ahead and, for other reasons as well, but why not go ahead and learn how to, or just, get a certificate in at least, the space of being, full-time, being a full-time, or sorry, not being a full-time, but being a full-stack software developer. Because that's definitely where the world is going. I really want to get done with the program and get into like the generative AI certificate program, and get into like building out LLMs. One of the people that I used to create my bot was a man out of Pakistan, and he has like a whole team. Like, he's a really impressive guy, in my opinion. Super cool dude, in my estimation. And he has like his own, I guess, software development company in Pakistan. And what I'd like to do is kind of, down the line, is kind of maybe reach back out to him and have him, kind of create something that's akin to Opus Clip. I don't know if y'all have heard of Opus Clip, but basically it's like a video AI, a video editing AI that basically will take like a long form video and it'll clip it. and it'll clip it. Which then kind of gets me into what I was also wanting to talk about is like, I think as far as my agency, I want to move in the direction of like clipping, having basically like a clipping agency, you know, especially since now like we have a lot of these AI editing situations, which I think can only get better. I know Descript is like, I don't know if y'all have heard of Descript, but Descript is like an editing AI software program. I think it's web-based and desktop-based, but it started off being web-based. I don't really like how these curls are kind of coming out. So basically, I'm gonna just stretch these out. I don't really try to get the curls to whatever. It's just so that I can just have, I just kind of like a messy kind of look. I'm not a hairstylist. This is amazing that I can even do this. So that's that. But Descript is a video editing platform, and that's kind of what I would love to do for ANL, is to have basically an AI editing platform for creatives that basically helps you edit. Basically kind of streamlines the process, and you know, it's kind of kind of similar to what Opus Clip is, because Opus Clip seems like it's had a lot of people have adopted. I forget what the right terminology is, but adopted, started using, embraced Opus Clip. I don't know how many people know about Descript or are using Descript, and I think I'm saying that right. But yeah. But what's also exciting, and why I'm excited to try Sora again, I downloaded it on my phone like about 3 or 4 days ago, and I still haven't even opened it up or been able to play with it, because I've been over here messing around with N8N. And N8N is basically like an AI workflow. Well, I mean, no, it's not AI, necessarily AI. It's more of an automation workflow platform. So it helps you build out AI workflows, and it basically connects you to like a whole bunch of different platforms, softwares, and it helps you, again, like pretty much build out like a workflow, an automation workflow, and you can connect like AI agents to it, and it's just freaking insane. I was talking to this Indian guy for a hot minute, and I was telling him about it. He hadn't heard about it, and I was like, dude, like this is amazing stuff right here. Like, you should really look into it. He was telling me about something, and I think I forgot what he was telling me about. But yeah, you should definitely check out N8N. There's some pretty powerful stuff over there. And basically, it's you don't have to know how to code. So like it's heavy JavaScript. Basically connects APIs to each other, and it's just insanely powerful. Like, it's just crazy. So that's kind of what I've been messing around with for the last maybe 6 months or so, is just trying to get N8N, get, you know, a lot of workflows kind of set up for my business. You know, being a single solo entrepreneur without a team of people, because we don't have the capital. It's like I gotta create the employees that I cannot pay for. So that's just been really cool. So anywho, I highly recommend looking into N8N. Again, it's a no-code platform. It's basically you just kind of like Legos. I would, compare it to. And you can also again connect it to. You can connect it to AI agents. So, which was also kind of interesting to me. Is like, oh, so it's basically just mirroring how human brains work. You give it a brain, you give it its purpose in life, you give it memory, you give it a operating system, which is basically its brain. Alright, I don't really like how I'm doing these things, or how I'm like, because I'm not really getting the ends here, but that's whatever. So, as long as it's curly, that's really what I'm trying to do here. Just as long as it's curly. As long as it's curly. Ooh. Anywho, that's what I've been doing. I think the best thing as a creative right now is just to kind of, learn these AI tools and try to work it into your workflow. So one of the things I was, kind of hyped on or started to work on was building out, that looks very weird, but it is what it is. Was basically trying to build out a workflow in AÉNL where it will, I can prompt it, I can send something in Telegram, and basically it will initiate a workflow that basically creates, an image for me or a video for me, and I love honestly what's going on, because it's like, it seemed like every day, it seemed like literally when Sora came out, VO3 came out, talking about, hey, we got a new version. Like, it seems like they are really out here competing, which is great, for the end user. And so it's just kind of like, dang, okay, well, which video generator, which, image generator is going to help me create, films, because that's really the end goal. The end goal is films. And so there's one girl on Instagram today, and she was posting a reel, I guess, of her cast and crew basically, knocking out a scene, and shout out to them. But, that costs money. You got to feed everybody. Everybody got to get paid. It's very important. Thank you. Everybody gotta get paid. Yeah, I'm trying with the curls. I don't know. It's just the fact. Hopefully, it's just, you just want it messy, type deal. But yeah, the idea is just to have, let me go back to what I was saying. So basically, if you are using humans to act out a scene, yada, 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 everybody gotta get paid, everybody gotta eat, you gotta have insurance on the set. If you're doing things professionally, and I just want to be, professional when we do these things. That's just how, I came up behind some great producer, or great producers that, were about their business, and we're about things being in line, in compliance, and, I don't want to be in the run and gun kind of, I don't want to run and gun a short film. I think at this point in my, career, we want to just try to be, I don't like that word, but we want to be sustainable. So, and we just want to treat people correctly, and, pay them their value and yada, yada, yada. I think that's when you get the best out of everybody, is when that's what you're doing. So that's why I'm, with Sora, with VO3 and some of these other platforms, it's like, oh, okay, well, you wouldn't, kind of cuts your cost down. So what I'm interested to see is like, okay, well, how much control will you get with Sora? How much control? Ooh, okay, I really think I messed that up. Damn it. I'm not supposed to go back over it. But I'm going to have to go back over this. That's not good. I kind of got tangled. Damn it. We're done. On that one that just didn't work out. All right. So yeah, I just want to see like what the control is. I think VO3, which is Google's video generator, I think it allows you to control like camera movements, because that's like a big deal. Which then now makes me think about Blender, because like in 2023 at the top of, well, no, I guess the top of 2024, I was really thinking pretty heavily about using Blender, starting to learn that platform, that software, to build out environments and characters and, light the scene and use the camera to, get certain camera movements and yada, 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 and then boom, all of this, generative AI just came on the scene. And so it's kind of like, that's what I'm interested to see. It's like, okay, well, how much control do I have in actually creating the scene, that I envision in my mind? That's what I'm looking for. So I'm excited. Maybe today I'll finally get able to put my, get my hands on Sora and kind of mess with that. Because from what I've seen, like, again, that little alligator video really kind of got me. For 5 to 10 seconds. And with that being the case, it's very, very realistic. So that's good. That's okay. So check mark on that checkbox. Check mark. Check that box off. But now what we need is, I need to be able to control the camera movement. I think they've done a better job with these models here lately, as far as like character consistency, because I know that was an issue for a minute. It was just making sure that the characters are the same with each run. So that's been a big one. So yeah. So anywho, going to a football game today. I'm kind of excited actually, because I want to see if there's like a cameraman at these high school football games, and just kind of see like, okay, like how you doing this? How you, who do I need to talk to? It's getting tangled or like something, like it's cutting. And we got this little stuff at the end that don't look good. But yeah, just thinking like how we can. How do you get into sports photography? Yeah, that Dallas a lot better. So I may just have to go and hit the ends like that. But yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited because I can kind of see myself getting into sports photography. In fact, in 2018, I was supposed to take a job on, but it was just such a mess. I was supposed to take a job on with like the Dallas Cowboys to work a part of their video program, but instead, unfortunately, I decided to join this random man's agency, and that just went to shit. Oh, these are out. Okay, I gotta turn these back on. But I still follow the guy that reached out to me. I still follow him on LinkedIn. And now he's over there at, oh shit. Oh my gosh, I'm not doing this right. So now he's over there at, he just got promoted or moved over to the Dallas Mavericks. But Dallas is so political. And it's not like I've been the best. I've been kind of wild out here a little bit, can't even lie, so. I don't know about working or trying to move back into that kind of space, but I will say that Dallas is, not Dallas, but sports videography is kind of like, it's kind of like a, maybe we go that way. So, but yeah, so that's kind of the thing. So I'm excited for this football game. We're gonna be out there. I think it's homecoming weekend. That'll be fun. And then I think after that, I probably want to go to like a college game, but I don't know of any like big colleges like in the area per se. Because if I'm going to a college game, I'd want to go to a good college game. He said, I think people like to stalk princesses and queens. Who is stalking who? You know, I worked so long to get over my anxiety about people stalking. Girl, that took me about a good little minute. So we can't be worried about no stalkers. But I do now understand like why a lot of women do not like do the internet stuff, like why they don't, because of like the stalkers and whatnot. But it's just like, baby, I think the biggest thing with this is legacy. This is for legacy. I want my babies, you know, to be able to see me in the 3D on video camera. Because just sitting around with like, you know, Big Daddy and Uncle Willie, like, and just kind of looking over stuff, like all we have is photos of them. Like I would love to have a video of Papa. I'd love to have a video of Papa and be able to feel his energy, to see and just hear his voice, you know. So that's what I just try to remind myself with when it comes to YouTube. Like even if, you know, they get to censoring people again and doing that nonsense, it's like F you. This is for legacy. This is for my babies. This is for me at the end of my life. If I'm sitting, hopefully we gonna be sitting right. Hey. What's up? You about to go?
Get that white car, right? So I can move some of that stuff that's been from which one was?
Alright, he about to move the car. Alright, I'm gonna try to see how I can get this. Because my phone is about to die. I'll be fine. this nifty. I got my tools. That make a difference. That makes a difference. Oh my God, no. Ooh. Okay, I think nothing is touching nothing, so we got battery power. But yeah, so he went to go move the car out the way. About to drive the other car, about to drive the Buick. Think we may be pulling up in the Buick today. That'll be fun. That Buick, man, that's a nice little ride right there. That thing is smooth. I'm like, okay, we got something to look forward to. Because the trading, oh my gosh, like, and it was so crazy. So the other day, I was just on Instagram. It was the first time that I actually utilized like their little reel situation that they got going on. So I was just kind of going on the reels. And I discovered that DC Young Fly, I believe that's his name, the comedian, this man trade. And he was talking about how he make his little bit of money in the morning. He said I guess he had made like $1,200 that morning. And how he be getting out, he was basically like, once you make your money, get out. You don't need to be trying to do anything else crazy. And that was just like, when I saw that, it was like, okay, I am definitely on the right path. Definitely on the right path. Like, and it was crazy. And then right after, like in the same video, the guy that I kind of like, probably like the second guy that I watched that I like, I guess would consider, at this point in time, I consider every like person that I learned from on YouTube when it comes to this trading thing as like different teachers, in a college, or different professors in a college. Like, how like when you're getting your degree program or you're in your degree program, you're going to have different teachers for different, subject matter, within the course. And that's kind of just how I kind of put it. Because everybody, pretty much at this point, as I look over my journey and learning how to trade, everybody was teaching pretty much a different element, to this trading thing. So the very first man or second guy, because the first person that introduced me to trading was this girl. I was at this networking event with this person that will never be named. And she told me about Forex. And from there, I was like, because I guess I do business, or I've been doing business, I've been working since I was 12 years old, I can recognize, thankfully, a good opportunity, a good business opportunity. So I was immediately, upon her telling me about Forex, had never heard about it. I was like, girl, tell me more. I feel like the person next to me was getting jealous, was getting envious, didn't want me to hear this information, which is now life-changing because, again, the bot is printing. Now, of course, it's not real money. It's not in my bank account. But it is printing money on real market data on a demo daily. $500 a day. Boom, 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 boom. So when she was telling me, what I was hearing was like, oh, this is a market in which you can arbitrage. Immediately, that's where my brain was going, oh, okay. And then, of course, with, I guess, my history in automation, I was like, oh, we're going to automate this. We're going to automate the arbitrage. Not only are we going to, is there an opportunity to arbitrage, we're going to automate the arbitrage, okay? It's been a long journey. It's been 5 years. Don't make no sense. But anywho, so the second guy, or the second person, the second teacher, I guess she was like, you can consider that she was the, what you call them? She was like the person to introduce. She was the counselor that, you know, I guess, I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been in college or whatever. But she was one of them introductory people. She set it off. I'll forever be grateful for her for not looking at me like, oh, this person is not going to understand what I'm talking about. And that's what I just try to remind myself. Like, when I'm dealing with people, it's like, you know what? You don't know what they can understand. You just share the message, and you let everything else play its role. You just plant the seed. So she told me that. I got on YouTube, and I discovered this man named Ty. I said his name is Ty. Why was Ty? And I ain't heard from Ty in a while. Ty seemed like kind of like a dude, you know, laid back, chill dude. The way I met him, he was in his Versace robe. And in this video, he was in the same Versace robe. He was in the same one. Seemed like. Maybe it was a different color, because I remember he had like all different kind of Versace robes. I was like, what in the world is going on? Sitting by the pool in this video. Now, he was the teacher that wasn't going to do too much at all. Like, so I definitely had to move on from him. But he was also very pivotal, because at least what he did, and he kept reiterating to the people that were watching him at the time, because they wanted to know, hey, what's going on? You know, what is this stuff? He was like, yo, I just know how to read. I know how to read. That's it. I just know how to read. And it's like, read? What you mean read? He gave everybody a video. I reposted the video on my own channel. And it was basically learn Japanese candlesticks. That was his contribution to my trading journey, and to a lot of people's, because he was like, shit, I am not about to teach y'all nothing. I'm not about to teach y'all nothing. He said, go over there and watch the video. That was his contribution. I guess he wanted to be a rapper, is what it was. But he was showing the money, he was showing the lifestyle, and I just remember, like, you know, he had, I guess, his wife or his girlfriend and his baby. And I'm like, this is a, you know, I don't want people to take offense to this term or, you know, whatever, but, you know, or him if he hears this or whatever, but he was just a nigga, a real nigga. Just, you know, I consider myself to be a nigga. Like, this is, you know, just a real nigga. And I was like, yeah, like, he doesn't have to get up, go to work, but he's still able to provide. So, anywho, he was the second man in that video with DC Young Fly, talking about he had made his $1,200. And basically, he was just trying to say, hey, once you make your money out the market, that's it. His little $1,200. Not even, because that's not little money, you know, for average folk, for, you know, that's the rent. So, I don't know. Just seeing that video, it was like, okay, we definitely on the right track. Because, you know, DC is a comedian, and to be a comedian, because at one point during the pandemic, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be a comedian. I was watching too much Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan was bringing on all kind of comedians, because he's a comedian himself. So, yeah, it had me thinking, had me feeling like, oh, I want to be a comedian. But that comedian grind and hustle is like real. Like, that's a tough career to get going, to get off the ground. I think it's harder than trying to be a rapper or trying to be a singer or trying to be a songwriter. Like that is tough, or trying to be an athlete, you know, trying to be a doctor. Like that's tough. That's a tough little business. So when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, oh yeah. And I know a few people that kind of like work on his team, you know, behind the scenes. So I kind of have an insight into, you know, their, you know, kind of operations and whatnot. Very slight, very slight. But that again was just like, okay, you're going in the right direction for sure. And then on that same video, I noticed, because it's interesting, I guess Instagram is showing like who likes what, you know. So I think it's kind of a little weird. But I noticed that this guy, this associate of mine, who had reached out to me and has been, you know, pretty much the only one in my stories, because I guess I'm censored and shadow banned on there. He had liked the same video, so I was like, oh, okay, bad, yeah, famo. And he happens to be a web developer. That's why I was like big on him. I was like, oh shoot, you're a web developer. Oh my gosh, like that's so cool. And he was like, yeah, I am. That's what I do. But he was like, you know, I'm trying to get like you. And so now I get it. I'm like, oh yeah, Famo, he done, you know, he's, you know, I really respect him, that guy that I'm talking to. I'm not gonna name him, because he be about his business, but and it ain't nothing like that at all. But it's like I respect his grind. I respect his hustle a lot. And it just makes sense too, because it's like, oh, okay, he's a web developer and da 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 da. Like, smart guy, smart man. So, anywho, yeah, I was like, oh yeah, he trying to transition, because it's anybody that I talk to, like my cousin Terry. He worked in IT for a while, and this other guy that I used to talk to, or not talk to, but he was a friend. His name was Ramsey. Like, he worked in IT. Ramsey worked in IT, and he left IT because he was stressed, and he became a cinematographer. And that's just why it's like, with even like going through this certificate, he put a gun to my head. I don't call him that. It's like nobody is really trying to be in IT. Like it's something that is, you know, yeah, you can maybe make good money, but it's stressful, clearly. Because that's what my cousin Terry told me when I asked him. I was like, hey, you know, if I go and get the certificate, is that something that's gonna, you know, is that really gonna, you know, put me over the edge? You know, is that gonna get me in the door for real, for real? Like, or am I just kind of wasting my time? And he was like, no, like, if you get the certificate, like, that's definitely, you know, what they're gonna be looking for. It is like way too hot, bro. It is way too hot. So, oh, thank you. And so Terry was like, basically getting out of IT, he said that was the best thing that happened to him. He said he was let go and said that was the best thing that happened to him. I am kind of tired. I do not want to keep kind of doing this. I probably been going a little slow too. Oh my gosh, I'm tired. I'm not really doing this. This side is always so difficult for me. And then it's like I can never like really get the curls right on this side. So my whole thing is just like, as long as it's curly, that's all I'm really trying to do here. Yeah, that's all I'm really trying to do here on this. But yeah, and you know, so Ramsey left IT to become a cinematographer, which was literally what I was doing. Also, Ramsey was getting into options trading and futures trading.
Patchy underscore
I
Decipher
really
has
liked
just
Ramsey,
tipped
really miss
$15.
Ramsey.
We got
Ramsey
the
was cool
funniest
people.
family ever.
Really good guy, sweet guy. And he was in his 40s, so it was just kind of like he had done IT for a while. So everybody that I know, and now confirmed even with this guy that I was talking about in my story, like obviously IT is stressful. Like obviously people are trying to leave IT, and then again you have AI coming out. It's just kind of like, well,
Chat GPT has just tipped $15. I
Does
bought
this-
the picture and I erased it from the face of the earth.
does this even
Try
make
my
sense?
girl. New lady's not safe either.
Does this even make sense? So I kind of lost where I was at, but anywho, yeah, I don't know about IT so much, so that's kind of the synopsis on that. But yeah, so yeah, because I started talking about what the bot and the video with DC Young Fly and Young Fly and how that telling me I'm on the right path and he's a comedian. Basically just saying that he's in the entertainment space. He's in the media space. And I can only imagine because, you know, comedians are on the road a lot, you know, they don't have a lot of time to just be, you know, they're definitely not working a full time because they're, you know, not if they're taking it seriously. You know, they're going city to city. They're going city to city trying to, you know, get their jokes off. So, anywho.
This has just tipped $15. Who this ninja? He just popped up out the blue. Merry Christmas, ho. Dub lips stay shiny.
But anyhow, I'm just trying to tell myself, you know what? We're going to continue to make sure that we get the certificate done. Because again, I just want, you know, some respect on my name. I have to take my shirt down. I'm looking crazy. I'm not going to do that. But it's hot. It's so hot. Man, it's so hot. Yes, it's so hot in here.
Fire.
But yeah. So I also saw like there's another guy. He's a videographer, and I guess he's profitable with the trading. He's having success with his trading, and so what's kind of gotten me excited too. We kind of on the low, be kind of, you know, supporting each other, because I think anybody that like knows a trader or is a trader, like you definitely know how difficult the learning curve can be. I would definitely recommend, you know, taking a course or, you know, getting into something and you know, following a mentor that's going to have it pretty much all lined out for you. So that way you're not having to jump around, or, you know, you learn something, you think that you got it, and then it's like, oh, well, actually, I don't have this piece of it.
I'm sorry, I did see it. Appreciate that 5 gifted. I'm sorry. I seen it. I got distracted.
So, So anywho, he's a videographer. That's really cool. And it's just like, yeah. In his stories, he's showing like, hey, I just made about 1,000. The last thing I saw was like he made like 1,000% on an options play, on an options call play. It looked like, I believe it was an options call play. And then the next scene was like he was off to like a video shoot, or had been getting back from a video shoot and was now about to get into his editing session. So I'm just like, man, like that is the dream. That is the goal. That is what we want, you know? That's what we want to be. That's where we want to be. Because with that, you know, now you're free to do again like what you want to do. And so I just feel really, really blessed. It's like I'm not always all the way there. I'm not all the way to the finish line just yet. But I'm feeling a lot more at peace. And just seeing that, hey, like this is real. The other part of this is that I've been seeing the people that are, you know, really, really trade. I'm seeing like, you know, because they're showing like their, what is it called? Oh my gosh, Trade Zella. Their Trade Zella results. I'm over here pausing that thing. And I'm like, oh, okay. These boys is really making millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Hold up. And then, of course, because I've been here, and I'm seeing that, oh, okay. You know, these athletes, you know, it's just poverty, and not that nobody was in poverty per se, but it's like, man, poverty be doing a number on people, like, you know, and you really just don't know what you know. And so I see how it is just a blessing to get older and to just, you know, for your brain to fully develop, because it's like these athletes, like, how in the world he telling me an athlete that left Dallas, they gave him 300 million. 300 million? How you get 300 million? 300 million? 300 million. Then we looking up how much Tiger Woods done made. Then we looking up how much LeBron made. Like, LeBron really a billionaire out here? LeBron really sitting about $1 billion out here. Then we looking at Serena and her sister. They sitting about 200 million. Then again, like I told you, I've been watching this baseball, been getting into baseball, and it's like, oh, these baseball people is, you know, the dude, 500 million? What? I'm like, okay, that's about 5, 6, 7, 10 people that's getting hundreds of millions of dollars. How is this possible? And I was like, well, shit, you know, you need to do some math. Like, well, if you do the math, you know, you got ticket sales, you got about 50,000 people. Tickets about to be about 50. You got so many games. And basically just to, you know, to conclude, like, there's a lot of money in this world. There's a lot of money in this world. There's a lot of money in the world. So it's like, yes, you can make millions of dollars trading. Yes, you can. You make millions of dollars doing anything. Just about anything. So it's just been, you know, so it's just kind of like, you know, as I go through this course, I'm just like, it just really ain't making a lot of sense, but I am grateful for it. I will say that it is a good course, that IBM does have a good course. I would like for them, again, to teach more of the syntax, but again, I think what it is that they just like, bruh, like, AI, you know, and some of these other systems, like, I think it's called like Pretty Link. I don't even know, it's probably not called Pretty Links, but it's called Pretty something. And basically that's like a software, a plugin that will, oh, I think it's called Prettify. And basically it cleans your code, it cleans up the syntax of your code while you write your code. You know, so I think it's like stuff like that to where it's like they're really just giving you the macro and a macro overview of the concepts. They just want you to understand the concepts of things. And for that I am, appreciative of, because that's kind of how my brain works anyway. I'm more of a macro thinker anyway. I'm not really too much in the details. I'm more of a visionary type person. I just say macro, the visionary stuff is kind of weird. So, yeah, so, anywho, just kind of exciting. It's probably about the most I done talked ever in my life. But we're getting through it. Starting my yapping career here on YouTube. Shout out to everybody that has come through. I'm almost done with my hair. And again, the goal is just to get it curly. Just to get it curly. I hope I ain't sweated it out by the time I'm done. So this is like, I have no perm on my hair. In 2019, I believe I cut my hair off. Cut it bald. That was the hardest thing in my life. Well, it turned out to be the hardest thing in my life. Ended up being attacked for not having no hair. It's ridiculous. And then I think it broke off at least 2 times afterwards due to like stress and just still not knowing how to take care of it, because it's like I cut it off to cut off like the perm in it, right? But then it's like I still didn't know I didn't know what products to use. I didn't know what products to use. Oh my gosh, I got it stuck. And I wasn't trimming. So I think the trimming has definitely helped it grow. I think that's really, really helped a lot. And I used to be, that one that would never want to trim my hair. And I feel like I've grown out of that. Because I do have to admit, it does look better like when it's trimmed and it's not like scraggly looking. And I guess I finally understand the concept of like split ends and how that will really like go up the hair shaft. So, I'm pretty happy about it. Happy with the results that I've been able to get. And then it's like I'm not flat ironing it very often. And I'm kind of redoing a piece that I had already done, so that's not really. Him like, hey, when I go to flat iron my hair, I need it cool, like I need a fan.
Put under contract for some IDK, and we need to hear you on more Detroit Beats GTA, one of your hardest songs. And album top one time.
So that's what we're looking like. That's what we're looking like. Got the pressing comb.
DDG bomb has just hit
It's
$15.
absolutely necessary.
Take one more shirt off. I just might have to do it.
Gotta keep a good pressing comb. And it's a really nice thing too for it to be like, for me to be able to curl it and it still have length. Because for like the longest time, like I couldn't really curl it because it wouldn't have that length to it. So. It's gonna be interesting to watch this back and see how this is looking. But yeah, so yeah, I think I may do this again because I mean, when I sit here, it's like I'm kind of here for like at least an hour and a half. You know, want to continue to be productive. And this is definitely a way to be productive on here. Try out some different content. I pretty much realized nobody cares about the trading content. Nobody cares about that. That's some nerdy stuff. I get it. And I don't have no cars or no jewelry or none of that just yet. So I think we may do this. I like this kind of content. Just sit here and because otherwise I'd just be sitting here watching YouTube videos and I'm just kind of like, man, I know too much about YouTube to not be taking advantage of making content. So one of the things too I am kind of excited to get back into, because basically like I feel like I've done all that I needed to do with like my blog, which was something that my blog and my agency that I was really trying to get off the ground. Again, as far as the agency side of things, like I think the niche that I'm gonna be going into is gonna be clipping, because again with YouTube it's like certain things, you know, like the finance niche does well as far as, you know, CPMs and RPMs. Oh geez. As far as the CPMs and RPMs, but you know, you just really don't get the viewership for that. And then also too, there's a lot of kind of compliance things with that. You know, I'm not a financial planner. I didn't complete that. I'm not certified in that. So you kind of just want to stay away from kind of giving financial advice, you know, and then just financial content or making, financial content is kind of weird. So I see a lot of opportunity in the clipping space. And I have like kind of like other channels in which I've kind of like done test runs on the on like clipping and stuff, and I'm trying to tell you like specifically like I tried like clipping like y'all probably know about him, this guy named DDG, his content, and kid you not, that was one of the videos that I had the most viewers I had the most views on. Out of all these videos, this man is smoking on camera, on stream. That's something I don't recommend really doing, but can't say that that wouldn't be something. So, but yeah. So anywho, yeah, that content did very well. Like, or, you know, as far comparative to all the content that I had been posting, right? So I'm just like, dang, like it's kind of, you know, it is what it is. The data shows you. It's like kind of like the entertainment stuff, you know, is what really gets the clicks, gets the views. I guess the relationship stuff, you know, I can only imagine. I guess you probably, I haven't really seen shows. I never even watched like Love Island. I didn't watch that. I was just like, kind of triggering. But it's like stuff like that is what people want to see or what they're watching. It's just kind of like, what in the world? But it is what it is. So, I think that's kind of where I'm going to go as far as like an agency niche is just being like, you know what, we're going to go headfirst into running a media agency, doing media. One of the biggest things for me was like just kind of making sure that, you know, at least before like I started monetizing and, you know, really getting in my bag as far as, you know, doing things that we know works from a monetization standpoint is, you know, giving back and being, you know, a teacher, you know, coming from, I guess, like a teaching family, a family of teachers. Like, I just wanted to make sure that, you know, we're not just putting out, you know, entertainment, but like we're teaching, we're educating, giving people, you know, tangible information that they can take and use, you know, in their daily life, make their life better, you know. Because
We don't want to get high.
I also did what was that, insurance for a
Do
while.
we want to get high? Or do we want to be sober?
In insurance, you know, insurance is about, or at least, you know, insurance is about taking care of people, should be about taking care of people and not just getting, you know, a commission check every month and hoping that people don't use their insurance.
But I feel like I smoke.
And so that's just kind of, I still have that in me, is, you know. So anywho, I feel like I've accomplished that, right, with the blog. So I'm like, okay, the blog is there, you know, people can get to it, it's searchable, the domain is there, you know, they can go get that. They can go get information about, you know, financial literacy. That was like my biggest goal, right? It's just like, that was like the thing that I was like, I gotta get that done first. Like, get a blog out that teaches people about financial literacy, especially for just Black people, especially for like the 18-year-old that I was. Like, you know, that's just what I wanted to do. So anywho, feel like that's done. Okay, bet. But that doesn't really bring about viewership, right? That, you know, even though again the CPMs can be high in that, you know, it's just hard to make content for that, and it's just hard to get viewership. But the media stuff, you know, if an artist does this, or what is that guy's name? The bunny guy. I don't know what the bunny guy name is. I forgot. Somebody named Bunny. The bunny, he about to be at the Super Bowl. Like that stuff that's clippable in a way. The streamers, definitely, I guess that's a better example. The streamers are clickable and they get views, and that's how you get paid. And then it's just kind of like these, you know, up and coming influencers and stuff like that, these up and coming streamers, you know, they need editors, they need people to chop up their stuff. And it's like, okay, well, that's where literally I started off with. I started off working behind people that were in media, that were, you know, going out and trying to get those interviews. Like one of the most memorable moments I guess, in my early career was following behind this one guy who got a interview with SZA, and I really didn't understand it, like, because I mean, not even just the interview with SZA, that kind of made a little bit more sense. It was before she blew up or anything. He was constantly trying to get interviews with people, and I was just like, what are you necessarily doing? Like, I don't really get it. Like, we're going out, we're doing this, we're trying to be the first one there to get interviews. And it's like, now it kind of makes more sense because it's like, yeah, those, you know, people will watch that. And I think, and this is way before podcasts and stuff. So, way before podcasts and stuff. And so by doing so, you know, if you were to go the route of, you know, getting interviews or, you know, locking down an influencer, again, they need editors, they need that. And clipping is a great way to push or get them the reach, the notoriety that they're looking for without necessarily having to run ads. So I think that's the way that I'm gonna go. Also too, just from a media standpoint, just kind of reporting the news and kind of using these other YouTube channels to, you know, facilitate that. And then keeping this channel more so for, you know, me personally, and just working towards shooting or getting those films done. Because again, that's really the end goal. Because also too, like the clipping, one of the reasons why I'm willing to do it more so now, and I always was kind of like just kind of positioning myself to be able to go that route, is because then you can build audiences on the back end from a marketing standpoint. So it's kind of like audience farming, if you will. Based off of other people's content. So by the time that, okay, we have a film, it's ready to go, we've shot it, we've written it, we've shot it, we've edited it, we got some kind of sponsors for it, yada, yada, yada. Now we have that audience from all of the clipping that we've done, strategic clipping in a way, and now we can basically retarget that audience, or we can soft launch to that audience. So that's kind of the idea. And so I mean, I'm still overthinking, I'm still thinking it out, but I'm just like, even as I sit here and I watch like their stream, it's like, you know, people, you know, it's about the evolution. It's about the evolution. And really, what is it about? Adjusting. Make sure these are still on. All right, we got one more section. One more section. Man, this is, ooh. I'll be so happy when I can get somebody else to do my hair, because I can do my hair. That's crazy, like a whole bunch of people send him a whole bunch of clothes. That's crazy. But just to kind of tie it back, I may even rename the video, me considering moving into sports videography and sports clipping. Because honestly, that's how, like, when I first got on YouTube, I made, like, I was at Kansas. That's when I made my first account. And basically, I made like a recap of the men's basketball team, of some of their games. And I got the most amount of views I've ever gotten. Ever. Off of those videos, like back to back to back. And for years, even still, I think that they get views. But I wasn't able to monetize it because I guess even back then they had content ID or like a form of it. So whoever the broadcasting company, they came in there like, no, this is ours. Even though I feel like it was heavily edited, heavily changed. Because I put like a color grade on there and I was chopping it. And had some transitions.
Just $15. Batman like that.
And they were like, nope. Nope. Can't do that. Well, I mean, I guess, you can't get paid from that, so that's what ended up happening there. So that's kind of the concern with the sports. We can't really clip sports because at all, Every time you see a game, they're like, you cannot do anything with this content without the express written permission. So we need organization. To the home front. Almost to the home front. Almost to the home front. Oh my goodness. Let me make sure. No, it's the same setting.
Productions has just hit $15. Let me come paint your room like a Capaholics room. I painted Reneé room.
So, anywho. So I'm kind of excited for the clipping. Being a editor, it's a really interesting business opportunity. So I've just kind of been on the clipping idea for a while, for at least the last couple of weeks. Like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go all in on this clipping thing. Because I would kind of like to do the AI, workflows and automations, maybe make the agency, about that. I definitely see that there's people having a lot of success with selling the AI workflows, to businesses, small businesses and whatnot. That is definitely, I think, obviously something that a lot of businesses need. It does kind of take a lot of troubleshooting. It does kind of take a little setup process. And it is, I do believe it has obviously immense value for individuals. So, clipping would be more fun. I think that'd be more fun. You know, being, you know, a creative anyway. Just clip content. And then help make a change, help, you know, get somebody to where they want to be. So, anyway. Almost on the last little section. We're getting there. We're getting there. It takes so long to do my hair. She's like, oh my god. Oh my god. And maybe too is probably because I didn't really blow dry this section very well. That could be it too. I'm a little worried about my edges here.
Five-star, y'all never get these.
Yeah, boom, there we go. And I don't feel as hot anymore. So hopefully I didn't sweat it out. Kind of ran out of things to yap about. I guess the NBA season is starting up. I really want to be able to go see Kyrie in Dallas. I wish I had been able to do that when I was there. Kind of let that opportunity get away from me. I'm just very happy that like Kyrie is in like a Dallas jersey. That is just so amazing. And I guess I'm assuming that he would be healthy for the season. I guess the season hasn't even started. And you know, if he were over the off season, I guess he would have gotten healthy. Because I think like something happened last season or whatever, and he got hurt. Hurt. And I forget who we got for Luka. We got some. I mean, I don't think it was Kyrie, right? I think they were playing together. We got somebody for Luka, and they were like, "Oh, we got Clay. Oh, I forgot. I think we got Clay. I think Clay is still in Dallas. I think we got Clay for Luka." A lot of people were like tripping, but I wasn't too big on Luka from what I was seeing. I haven't really watched, you know, the NBA like that at all. At all. Like after I stopped playing, I just kind of stopped paying attention to all things sports. Stopped kind of paying attention.
has just tipped $15.
So it's really been up until I got here that I've really gotten back into the sports because that's like all he be watching. Yeah, I'm gonna little concern. Da, 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 da. So I had to put a little bit low. A little bit low, but that is the beauty of having edges. When they start to dissipate, you still got some. So I'm not gonna do too much on that. I'm not gonna do too much on that. I'm not gonna do too much on that. I think it's been cut out again. These things like they like cut out like every, I guess I want to say like every hour and a half. So I hope it ain't been like another hour and a half. Maybe must be like 30-45 minutes. My thing will cut out. So. Nice. Getting closer. Trying to get there. I'm trying to get there. Because I would actually like to kind of work today. I love to work. And I want to work. And I want to try the Sora thing out today. But I don't think I'm going to be like, I don't think I'm going to be using my image. I hope that you can use somebody else's image, like, or create a random image. Like, I don't want to like necessarily put myself up in there. I've only basically seen like 3 videos from Sora. This one YouTuber, he's a videographer. He was like showing like himself and like the things that he had created in it. That alligator video and a video from somebody on my IG story. So, all of which were pretty impressive. So, I'm pretty interested. I mean, really when Sora came out the first time, like, I guess I was working. I was at a State Farm. And they came out with the first version of Sora. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, what am I doing here? I was like, baby, that's when I had started to learn Blender. And then I was like, yeah, let me take a step back from Blender, put my time elsewhere, just kind of put a little bitty pause on it. Because like too much is changing too rapidly right now. And I don't want to really just acquire skills, just, I don't want to learn certain platforms and then they kind of be, become obsolete or irrelevant. Which I don't think Blender would ever become, necessarily irrelevant per se. I don't think that's necessarily going to happen. But it's like, I guess I'd rather learn it when the AI is kind of implemented into it. And I think it was just taken, I think my computer couldn't handle Blender either. It was before I had my laptop. So I had the desktop, one of the Macs, 2020 Mac, that didn't have a lot of memory at all, or a lot of RAM. I guess RAM and memory is kind of the same thing. So I was like, yeah, I'll just take a step back and just kind of wait until Blender gets to where, or sorry, the AI gets to where it's integrated into some of these platforms. Because Sora just really was like, okay, well, what are we doing? I don't need to craft and build out characters or environments if I can just prompt it in there. I guess I should probably go and look at Blender and kind of see, you know, maybe if they have implemented any kind of AI in there. I'm sure they probably have, but I haven't seen anything about it, so. Is it? Yeah, I guess it's not. I'd be worried about it turning out. I guess I'm making good time. Because this thing says it's been 16 minutes and 67 minutes. It's not bad, right? Unless unless I'm looking at that wrong. Unless it's actually 100 minutes. I guess it is 100 minutes. Yeah, it's 107 minutes. So actually, I guess I'm not really making good time. So that's like an hour, almost 2 hours. So yeah, I'm about 30 minutes behind. I'm gonna have to look to see what I can do. I mean, I've been taking biotin and putting some stuff on, but I really like having my edges. It's like, dang. These have kind of come back in. And I know this happened because like I was wearing like a lot of hats. I was wearing my hat, not like wearing a lot of hats, I was just wearing a hat all the time. Ooh, shoot, that's hot. Yeah, I do not like that. I definitely want to get my hair back. Woo! Yapping. All right, we got 2 sections. Then I'm done. Oh my goodness. So my whole thing is at least it's curly. Curly and silky. That's what we're trying to do.
Theother_Ed has just tipped $15. Let me box on your team. And drop song dub leaked camp and trip.
I think I've gotten a little bit better on these ends. A little bit better. One pass. One pass. One pass. I just did a trim not too long ago.
Only Lord KNWS
About
has
like,
just
I
tipped
think it was like a
$15.
week ago.
Let me
So
rap Wolf on Spotify. Invest into the
it's
Plano
probably the
tournament.
last trim for this year because I think I'm doing trims like on a quarterly basis. So I think that's it. Oh man. Okay, yeah, I think this is definitely taking me about 2 hours to do.
One of the boxes might be closed. First box.
Ladiesman 217 has just tipped $15. Are we getting left right in the future?
Oh shit.
Got enough to give my home machine.
Fire.
I ain't taking this curry burger, though.
Alright. After this, I think that's pretty much the last section, and then I'm out again. That really concerns me. That is like, what I do is like, where are
Man, I
they?
didn't know it was gonna be this much hard work. God damn, boy.
So he's asking about transportation to the
PR
king.
Training has just tipped $15. Please start reading the letters.
I think he's excited. I'm excited too.
Like the letters I want to read is more so.
And they better win. They had better win. Because if they lose, it's like, bro, you could have stayed at the
One more shirt
house.
and I'm a split in half.
Yeah, I be wanting to read these, but like a lot of them just be like explaining the shirts and stuff. But I'm already saying the brand.
Alright, the last section. We're in the last section. We're in the last section. Oh.
WLKRMO has just tipped $15. Yo, Daryl, can I get a job ID and email?
At this point, I think I just have. Whew. Like, it's time for lunch.
DDG Soldierette has just tipped $15. I hope you do another gaming stream soon. I support you and be going to war about you. Love the growth. Hope to meet you in person one day too, handsome.
Alrighty.
DDG's back has just tipped $15. Why y'all got me bending down for all these packages? Y'all know I am pushing 30.
Alrighty. Second to last one. Them roots of the roots of the night.
WLKRMO has just tipped $15. Damn, it's all good when smacking against the wall though.
Alright, the very last one. Woo! I have to go sit underneath the fan after this. Bada bing, bada boom. Pop, pop. Like, should I spray it? Just set it? Do I want to do that? Do I want to do that?
Has just tipped $15. Stop doing your fans on the East Coast dirty, going live at 10 p.m. every day, roughly. Got jobs for quick streams on the weekend and the long streams during the week. Even crazier, I have a job LMAO.
Alright, we're done. Curly Q.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And that is where we are at. Ooh, I'm hot. Man, it got too hot up in here. Okay, that kind of took that out a little bit. What I really wanted. Damn, it's hot. What the fuck? It's shit out.
So that's my fan.
Alright, so it should fall. Oh my god. Okay. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just to kind of maintain it. Yeah, I guess I feel it on there. Just to kind of maintain it.
Lucia has just tipped $15.
Just a little bit to maintain it.
His childhood meal was that
And that's where we are. Woo! I did it. I did it. We did it. So, alright. Nah, it's sticky. True. It's curling. And that's what I wanted. And then I'll fix it a little bit later. Let it fall. Let it do what it do. Better than what it was looking like beforehand, so we're out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like and subscribe.